In this tutorial, I'm going to move on to relationships and how Access uses relationships to link data from different tables. Now, at the moment, I've only got one real table, and that's my table stock. I've also got my append table, which I'm not going to use in this exercise. But what I need now are some new tables. I want a table that holds customer details, a table that holds staff details, and then finally a fourth table that will link these tables together. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to get rid of the append table. And I've just got my stock table, and that's all I've got at the moment. Now what I'm going to do quickly is create some new tables. I'm going to create a staff table, as I said, a customer table. So first thing I do is go to my tables, new, and I'm going to create, first of all, my staff table. So I go to OK, and I'm going to quickly do this, pause the video, and then I'll come back to you in a sec. Okay, so as you can see, I've created that. I've got staff ID, name, surname, postcode, house number, and telephone. So I close that down, save it, yes. Call it T staff, click on OK. No primary key defined. I've got to be careful here, I've got a backup. So cancel here, click on my staff ID and make that a primary key. That's very important. So thanks Access for reminding me. Close, yes, T staff, and click on OK. Now next I'm going to create a table for customers. So I've got a table new. One second, I'm going to pause the video while I do this. And as you can see now, I've created the framework on the design for the customer table. So I save that, yes, and call that T customer, and click on OK. Now I've got three tables: my staff, my stock, and my customer. Now I'm just going to quickly populate that with some data. So I'm going to pause the video again while I do that. Okay, so that's the customer table populated, and now the same for the staff. Now obviously with less staff than customers, so I'll pause it again for a minute. Okay, and that's my staff table populated with my 3 staff members. Now, I've got 3 distinct tables, one with my customers in, one with my staff in, and one with my stock in. Now what I'm going to do is create a 4th table and call this table transaction. And this table will link all other tables. So I go to table, new. Now I need to pay attention here to what my customer ID is called, my staff ID, and my CD number, because I need to add these exactly as they are mentioned here and exactly the same data type. So they'll all be number fields and they'll all have exactly the same name. So in my transaction table, I go to table, new, design view, OK, and I first of all type in transaction number. Now I name that auto number. Now next I need to add CD number here from the CD stock table. So I'll type in here CD number. Now that will be a number. Now then I need to add my staff ID. Now that was called, as you can see here, staff ID. So I need to add here staff ID, and I call that again a number. So data types are equal. And then finally customer ID, and again that's going to be a number. And now I'm going to date the transaction here, and that's going to be a date time, and it's going to be a short date. Now I save that table and call that T transaction, and click on OK. Again, I haven't defined a primary key. That was quite silly of me, so I've got to click here, pick on primary key, save it again, yes, T transaction, and click on OK. Now I've got my 4 tables, the customer, the stock, the staff, and the transaction table that allow me to link them. So what I do next to build my relationship, I go to Tools, Relationships, and I add all of my tables here. Now what I like to do is to put the linking table in the middle, and you'll see what that means in a minute, and all the other tables around it. Now the first thing I'm going to do is take the customer ID from customer and drag it over customer ID on the transaction table. Now it'll ask me what I want to do here, edit relationships, and what you should do here is enforce referential integrity and cascade delete related records, and click on create, and that'll create a one-to-many relationship. One customer can have many transactions can't have one customer. I'll do the same thing now with the CD number in stock. I'll drag that over, again enforce and cascade delete and create, and again that's one to many. And then finally I do the same with the staff ID. Click, drag, drop, enforce, cascade, create. Now obviously the relationships cross here, so I don't like that, so I'll just move them around. It doesn't make any difference, it's just me being picky. And those are the relationships created. Now I'll show you how to use these in the next exercises, but these relationships have been created and they all go through this central table. Now some people will argue this hasn't been properly normalized, and they're right. I'll put my hand up. There should be tables in between these tables linking the data. However, I'm going to keep it simple. This is good enough for A-level IT in the UK, so I'll leave it as that for now. And that's how we build our relationships. I can close that down. It'll ask me to save the changes. Yes.